we have quarterback Garrett Greene. Questions for Garrett? Greg?
So Garrett, just start with what this week is like for you. We talked some to Eddie about anxiety. Your last college season, do you have that this week? How do you control it?
Not really. I think anxiety only comes, when you're not prepared. I think we've done a good job this whole week of preparing well, and hopefully that continues to later on in the week.
Last year's game, new defensive coordinator since then. So did things change a lot for them when you watch? I mean, you can't watch film because they haven't played a true game yet. So what do you know of their defense? What do you look for in the scout?
I think their defense really starts with their two edge rushers. I think number 11, number 33 are really, really good players. They're super talented. They're long. They get off the ball fast. And then on the back end, they have some transfers from big schools like Florida and Georgia, who are great in coverage. And then they moved to safety down to nickel, number 1, who's a really, really good player. So they have talent everywhere, but for us, it's just about executing.
Back to the game last year, what were some of the things you thought you did well? What were some of the things you're like, I'm a lot better than I was that first game?
Yeah, I think just pocket presence. Just watch the tape back from last year. I was super skittish in the pocket. Didn't trust the guys in front of me. And I think that's something that, as I played more in the season and as the season progressed, I got better at. But also, I think we're a better football team than last year. I think the offense kind of got rolling towards the middle of the year. And I don't think we had that opening up last year.
Playing in a big atmosphere like this is going to be, what's that like? And as a quarterback, how do you keep your emotions in check when you're playing in front of such a large crowd?
Yeah, I think honestly the build-up's probably harder than anything, because once you're out there, it's just like the same game I was playing at Childs High School. So obviously the people are a lot better and a lot bigger and a lot faster. But it's really the build-up that is the most stressful. Having to do all these things because it is a really big game and people are excited for it.
How was your dad watching?
So I think they have a night game. I don't know. I think he may be in Cincy. But he'll have it on the in the clubhouse. Yeah.
What have you noticed in terms of the mentality, the vibe, and things like that entering this game that's different than last year? And I'm talking about the players, especially the ones that played in the game last year, because you have that experience.
Yeah, I think just having a year under our belt, especially the offense. Like we have so many people returning. Obviously, we lost two key pieces last year, but as an offense, having everyone basically return is a huge confidence booster for us. And now it's just about going to play.
What do you guys think you did well against them last year offensively?
I think we handled the environment well. I don't think that the offense was as good as it should have been. But I think that that's one of the best environments in all of sports, playing there as a night game. And I think our guys did a really good job of, handling that environment, handling the emotions of that game.
Did you watch the Florida State game?
Yeah, I did.
It's kind of a strange question, I guess. Georgia Tech offense reminded me, I think, a lot of what you guys are. I mean, the same kind of quarterback and run first and win up front and win physically. Do you feel like you're riding a wave of the future right now with the offense you're running in this?
I think that's hard to say. I just look forward to executing what we do as an offense. So whatever it takes to win. That's what I look forward to doing.
You live in that town. What were your takeaways? Obviously, Georgia Tech was the underdog. They won the game. What were some of the things you saw in that game? They're like, we might be able to do this Saturday.
Yeah, so actually the only guy that I played with or played against in high school was the corner number 3 for Georgia Tech, Amari Harvey. and he had a pretty good game. So it was cool watching. It's cool watching a guy from Tallahassee, make plays against his hometown team. But it was a great game. I enjoyed watching it, especially over in Ireland. I know a lot of my buddies who went to school there. They were over there for it. But it doesn't have any effect on what we do here.
What has to happen in upsets? What does a team have to do to be able to beat a so-called blue blood?
Yeah, I think just overall execution. I know Georgia Tech, they kind of escaped 2 bullets with the missed snap on like the last drive of the game, and then I think the second last drive or the third to last drive they had a fumble with the quarterback and running back mesh point, so they really dodged 2 bullets there. But I think it's just all about executing and doing what you do at a high level.
Is there any carryover within your team from that late touchdown last year?
Not really. We're just looking forward to this year. We have a really good team and they have a really good team, so I'm looking forward to it.
Was it an item of discussion after that game or among you guys? I mean, fans.
Yeah.
Fans were infuriated a little bit.
Not really. I think that just after the game we were more pissed off about what we didn't do as an offense to score enough points. Like the third down right after halftime. There were a ton of key plays in there that if we convert or do something, the game looks a lot different. So the one play at the end of the game doesn't really affect us.
At some point, you get tired of just preparation, practice. I want to get out there and play.
Yeah, I think you can talk to the offensive line, defensive line. They've been going against each other for the last 3 weeks, so I think it'll be fun and it'll be exciting to play somebody else.
When you say this is the best team in West Virginia, what leads you to believe that?
Yeah, I think just overall chemistry. I think the guys in the locker room are really, really close. I think they truly do care about each other. And then if you look at just offensive production from last year, we return a ton of production both in the run game and the pass game. And then our offensive line, we have a ton of guys who have played a lot of football. So I'm looking forward to playing with those guys and getting this thing kicked off on Saturday.
Garrett, I think you've answered a question about their defensive coordinator being new. They have a new offensive coordinator, so new. You've talked about you bring a whole lot back on offense. It doesn't sound like it's going to be the same offense that people saw, maybe kind of final third of the season on with some additions. Don't give away the tips here, I guess, but how much different, better, more diverse, I don't know whatever you want to say, offensively do you think you are?
Yeah, I think as an offense we're able to throw the ball in early downs more. I think Coach Brown has more confidence in me and the wideouts and the offensive line protection wise. I think that we have more confidence in that. But we're gonna do what we're good at, and that's running the football and taking shots downfield.
Would it be fair to say that it's not that you're better at what you're good at, but maybe there's more things you feel like you're good at nowadays?
Yeah, I think like this offseason was really kind of important to continue to get better at what we were good at last year, and then that was running the football, but then also kind of the things that we weren't so good at, getting those better to where we can feel like those are all a strength.
I'm sure you got tired of being asked about accuracy level, but you've admitted that was the focus. So do you feel like you've improved greatly in that area? Yeah,
I think the statistics through fall camp showed that I improved it from this fall camp to last fall camp. So I just look forward to doing it on Saturday.
On Saturday, the game's about to begin. You're standing in the tunnel there, waiting to come out onto the field. What kind of things are going through your mind, and what kind of anxiety is there at that moment?
I think like you'd be crazy to not have butterflies, going out into that environment. But I think a lot of the calming my anxiety over the last 2 years has gone back to my faith that no matter what really happens out there, Jesus is still gonna love me, my family's still gonna love me, and that allows me to go go play really free and really easy.
Those butterflies you talk about, is it almost easier to get rid of them in a day game where you just kind of wake up and you go for a noon kickoff versus a night game where you kind of sit around all day and you're waiting and waiting and waiting?
Yeah, it's definitely different. I think, playing up there last year at 7 o'clock, you go through your walkthroughs in the morning, and then you have a big block of time in the middle of the day that you're kind of just watching game day or watching other college football games. So you definitely have more time to think about it. But I think whenever you get to 2-3 hours before the game, no matter if we kicked off at 9 a.m., those feelings and those butterflies are still going to be the same.
You a good sleeper the night before?
Yeah, I try my best. We're big on the Oura ring, so I was in a self competition to have good scores. So I try to not go to sleep too early or go to sleep too late.
I was gonna say because they monitor you now. Then like before you say, "Well, I slept," while they can go and look at your watch and say,
Yeah.
No, you didn't sleep."
Yeah, so Coach Mike definitely has a chokehold on the sleep for sure.
You get a lot of questions about your dad. Your mom, I know, is she at every game? How many has she missed?
She hasn't missed a lot, especially since I really started playing. My redshirt freshman year, I think she came to all the home games, but I think she missed a few away games, because I told her, I was like, listen, I don't want you to have to buy a flight just to watch me, on the sidelines. But no, my Mother's Day present to her this year was, taking care of all her travel to all the away games, because I think it's super important that, she's been my rock through everything, her and my dad. They've been there through it all, so I think it's important that, hopefully my dad misses a lot of games, because that means that they're playing well in the playoffs. But I think it's important that she's there as much as she can be, and then, hopefully, in November when the World Series is over, my dad will be at every game.
First class tickets for her, or is she going coach, or how's that work? No comment.
I'm gonna look at flights, and if it's $50 more for a first class, I'll hook her up.
Stick with this for a second. You kind of made the joke about the first couple of years. Did she want to come to games and see you on the sideline? Was she like that type of mom? Was she here for those games?
Yeah, no, she definitely wanted to be here, because obviously like the first few years, it was my first time really not playing, in my whole life. So she wanted to be up here at every chance she could. On away games, there's not much time that we could spend together, because it's the hotel the night before, you play the game, and then you're on a flight out, right after the game. So, I didn't feel like it was efficient enough for her to come out so I could see her for 30 minutes. But every home game when we really had time to hang out and see each other, she made it a point to come to all those.
Yeah, this is obviously a home game. First time Penn State's been back here in well over 3 decades. Any quick message to the fans to kind of help you guys out with this one?
Yeah, not really. I think the fans are already really excited. I know the blue light will be rocking and rolling before I wake up. So I'm looking forward to being out there, and playing in that environment.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.